Look at the Las Vegas Strip today. It operates as a massive, glittering monolith of global entertainment, sports, and conventions. It feels completely inevitable, a permanent fixture of American wealth. But from a geographic standpoint, this city should not exist. Las Vegas sits squarely in an arid, hostile desert basin. It has no major natural resources, no natural ports, and barely any water. This map shows the extreme isolation of the Mojave Desert basin in the early 1900s. Far from major trade routes, Las Vegas began in 1905 as a simple watering hole. It had exactly one purpose: servicing passing steam locomotives. The San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad physically willed the town into being. Without that single, artificial lifeline cutting through the sand, the settlement had absolutely no reason to survive. Las Vegas didn't become a global powerhouse by luck. It survived over a century by executing a ruthless cycle of economic reinvention. Whenever extinction threatened, the city pivoted, gambling federal capital, corporate money, and even human lives to stay alive. Pop culture loves the myth that charismatic mobsters built Las Vegas from scratch. The reality is that the actual seed money for the city came straight from Washington, D.C. The 1931 construction of the Hoover Dam flooded the remote desert with thousands of single male workers. To capture those federal wages, the Nevada state legislature legalized gambling at the local level, creating a captive market for early casinos. When the dam was finished and the workers packed up, the local economy faced collapse, so the city pivoted. Las Vegas transformed into a World War II defense manufacturing hub, securing massive federal subsidies to build weapons and military bases. During the Cold War, the federal government began testing weapons at the nearby Nevada test site. Las Vegas literally marketed the mushroom clouds to tourists, issuing calendars with detonation times so visitors could watch atomic blasts from their hotel balconies. These early decades established a clear blueprint. Las Vegas survived by leveraging massive, high-risk federal infrastructure projects to quietly subsidize the creation of a lucrative private vice economy. With federal water and electricity now flowing freely, independent visionaries and organized crime syndicates moved in. Figures like Bugsy Siegel capitalized on this cheap infrastructure to build the first iconic resort hotels along the highway we now call the Strip. The 1950s and 60s brought a massive cultural explosion. Entertainers like Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack permanently branded the city as a glamorous, high-end destination for tourists across the country. But underneath the neon, Nevada operated on intense laissez-faire politics. Laissez-faire is an economic philosophy where transactions between private groups are free from intrusive government regulation. In Las Vegas, this meant aggressively prioritizing rapid business expansion over basic occupational safety. That unregulated growth carried a severe human cost. Hasty mega-resort construction and ignored fire codes led to catastrophic disasters, like the 1980 MGM Grand Fire that killed 85 people, alongside decades of toxic exposure for industrial defense workers. The Sin City marketing generated immense wealth for casino operators. However, the extreme pro-business environment meant that laborers and tourists alike were unwittingly gambling with their lives to fuel the city's expansion. By the late 1960s, the mob's grip began to slip. Corporate billionaires like Howard Hughes started buying up casinos, replacing mafia influence with Wall Street capital and regulatory legitimacy. This corporate expansion hit a wall in the 1980s. The city was building massive new mega-resorts, but gambling revenue alone was no longer enough to keep those giant properties profitable year-round. This line chart shows the exponential, overlapping rise of convention floor space and mega-resort room counts starting in the 1980s. To survive, leaders executed a calculated pivot toward the trade show industry, building massive meeting spaces to guarantee reliable corporate traffic. Executing this corporate vision required a physical purge of the city's own history. Legendary mid-century casinos were systematically imploded to clear prime real estate for larger, highly optimized entertainment complexes. The convention pivot worked. Las Vegas transitioned completely out of the mob era and into a post-industrial service economy, operating its hospitality sector with the cold, calculated efficiency of a Fortune 500 company. Recently, Las Vegas faced a new existential threat. As regional casinos and mobile betting became legal in states across the country, the city completely lost its geographic monopoly on gambling. In less than a decade, the city executed another rapid pivot. Las Vegas aggressively courted professional franchises and built massive venues like Allegiant Stadium right off the Strip, rebranding itself as a legitimate global sports destination. Look at the complete evolutionary arc. Las Vegas started as an artificial railroad watering hole, morphed into an industrial defense hub, transitioned into a mob-run casino town, and finally optimized into a diversified global spectacle economy. The actual magic of Las Vegas has nothing to do with the sleight of hand at a blackjack table. It is the city's ruthless ability to read the global economy, fold a losing hand, and completely reinvent itself for the next deal.